Hi, and welcome to this new tutorial. And today I want to show you a way to create new loops with any sample. So this is called the no sample synthesis. And in fact, we will record a sample and this will be completely silent. So let's start with a kick on track 1, just to have a reference. The first thing I want to do on track 2, activate the recording buffer. Now let's record the main output. We mute the track 1. I want to record 16 step. Basically nothing too strange. We are making a one-shot trig. All is set properly. Yes. All right. Now, we have this sample here, which is, of course, silent. But if you zoom in, you can see there is something there. So let's, I don't know, play some random trigs. And the first thing I want to do is to activate a compressor, just to use the gain knob. And we are starting to hear something. Maybe let's use also a filter, and we are using the distortion inside the filter. Yeah. And we have a rhythm that follows our steps. So now we can transform this initial sample into whatever we want. Let's activate on track 3 a nibble track, so we can take advantage of 2 more effect slots. And I want to use a comb filter here. I had a LFO activated on pitch, so that's why it changed 1 semitone. Let's try that. It's cool. We have kind of an initial bass. Let's activate the kick. Yeah, let's continue to mangle with the effects. Maybe a lo-fi. No, I don't like this one, so maybe let's try with some modulation, flanger. Yeah, that's not bad. So now I wanted to record this sample here. So I need to set track 4 on the recording buffer 4. And now we have to record track 3, 16. Of course, function, sorry, fade in and fade out. Now let's place the trig, one shot, and let's start the recording. All right. Yeah. So let's save and assign sample. Maybe we can call this base 1. Flip extract. All right. Now let's delete all that stuff and let's place on the recording track 2, let's change, and we can place our bass sample. All right. And now let's do it again. Maybe we can inject some gain more. With the compressor, and I want to use an equalizer here just to carve a little bit of the mid frequency. This little boxiness. And maybe add a little bit of top end just to cut a little bit through the mix. Let's continue with the Nibu track. Now we can use again a cam filter. We have it there. We can double the pitch, or we can pick another note and we can stack note one in top of other. But in this case, I like to beef up a little bit. And maybe we can modulate the feedback parameter with an LFO. So let's try it. Yeah, that's nice. So let's resample again. Perfect. Now we have to save and assign sample. So let's call it a base 2. Yeah, assign to free flex track. All right. Now we can basically reset the 2 tracks, and let's put on the bass 2. We can delete the 1. Yeah, that's not bad. Let's try to extend a little bit the sequence. Maybe we can try something different, I don't know, here. add also here a filter. With an LFO. And also maybe a reverb or delay. Let's try the delay first. And this is the first sample we have made from basically from nothing, from scratch. But let's try again. You can build whole tracks with this method. Let's try with another flex track, and we assign to the recording buffer 5. Same thing as previously. We set the recording length to 16. Fade in and fade out. Place a trig. And yes, ARM record track. Now, it's there. So, same thing as previously. So, let's activate the compressor. Let's put the gain. Yeah. Now maybe we can use again the filter, distortion of the filter. And let's bring a Nibu machine also here. Now again, if you want to change the tonal quality of the sample itself, you can use the comb filter, because you can pitch the various filter of the filter itself through the pitch. Maybe we can try with this one. And we need more gain, so let's use another compressor. It's disappeared. Maybe it's too much. Sometimes when you are working with the gain structure, and of course it's spiking, the sample stops to play because it exceeds too much. So basically you are clipping too much, so the sample basically stops. It doesn't stop physically, but you can hear it anymore. Yeah. So let's maybe now we have to set a new recording track on track 7. So let's record from track 6, 16, same as previously. So let's activate the recording track. We don't have recorded anything. I don't know why. All right. Now we are good to go. Nice. Assign this sample here. Let's call this, I don't know, black. Black 1. Oh, sorry, I've assigned to a static track, but it's not what I want. No, let's copy that and let's place into a flex track. No, maybe here. All right, now let's assign this to the sample. And let's delete all the settings for all the pages, also the track 7. And now we can play with the turn this plucky sound into maybe a fake chord. Let's try. So let's use here the comp filter again, but we can reverb, maybe a specializer first. And in the neighbor track, a reverb. Or maybe let's take this on mix. A little bit with the gain structure. And maybe with the envelope. Let's record this little kind of chord. So let's, yes. Since we have a long reverb tail, we can record the longer sample, but let's stick with that for now. It's not a matter for this tutorial. So save and assign sample. Let's call it, I don't know, pad. Fade 1. Flip flex, okay. And let's reset it again. Nice. And we can start again to we have created a little bit of stuff underneath our kick and bass. And we now can add maybe a hat. I don't know if... yeah. And you can continue to build sound and loops with no samples. This is very nice because if you don't want to dig for a long period of time in your sample library, looking for the perfect sample or the sound you have in mind for this particular session, you can build yourself and use the internal noise, or basically the silence, to create your loop as a sound source. This is very, very interesting to me, and you can build basically all the samples and the sound you want with this technique only. So, this is it for this little tutorial. Remember, you just have to set a recording buffer and then start to record the first sample from the main output without anything that is going on, and it's recording a chunk of silence. And you can start to mangle with the gain staging and use the compressor to add the gain you want, and then you add effects. And you can obtain not bad, right? 2 samples and 1 kick and 1 hat is doing its work. So, thank you for watching this tutorial. If you need samples and mixing and mastering services, just check my Gumroad page. Thank you again for watching. I hope this tutorial will be useful for you in some way. And let me know in the comments if you have questions or suggestions for future tutorials. Thank you very much. Bye bye and see you next time.